Fuck, man. We're off to a great start. Mm. Man, we're off to a great start. Fuck. What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It is a Friday. We're doing our Friday stream now. I apologize for not streaming on Wednesday. I was sick, and I still am sick, as you guys can probably tell. Excuse me. I'm coming off the sickness. It's like I'm on that day where like I'm a little achy and I'm coughing everything up. Like I'm not contagious. I'm not like fucked up, but I'm just not okay yet. I'm willing to bet tomorrow I'll be good, but also I apologize for the late stream. It's been bothering the fuck out of me, man. It's been bothering the fuck out of me. I hate when a routine of mine gets interrupted. And that happens every now and again. Like for instance, Wednesday I was sick. I didn't think it'd be a good idea for me to be talking for, an hour and a half to 2 hours. But then when like I usually stream at 8 or 9 on a Friday and I can't do that for one reason or another, it's like no, I gotta start taking back the control there because it's already bad enough that my views are doing that. It doesn't help that I'm waiting until 11:15 p.m. on a Friday when people are probably either in bed or doing something else. What's going on, Pathological Lifter? How you doing today? But yeah, so today, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a ton planned. It's just the two of us now. Giggity. Yep. Oh yeah. Um, Hold on one sec. Sorry, I'm looking at something here. But anyway, I don't have too much planned for today. Like I spent the last couple of days just like fucked up. And I can't like you see, I have a theory, right? There's this meme, and my wife gives me shit for it too. There's this meme about men getting sick, and they're just like, like they're dying over a cold or something like that. My theory is because men have a habit of working through things, right? And what I mean by that is when I get the sniffles, when I get a sore throat, a scratchy throat, when I get a headache from like sinus pressure or something like that, I can't just be like, "Oh no, I have the sniffles. I got to stay home from work today." Oh, no. I have to do literally everything that I normally would do, which that's like a 10 to 12 hour workday for me where I have to be on my feet doing physical stuff. So, of course I'm going to get worse. When I decide I'm going to be a pussy and I'm like, "Nah, you know what? I'm going to take the day off from work today." Even if I just go to one job, that's going to be a lot better for me in the long run than going to both jobs. Um, like when I do that, I don't get that sick. I don't get that bad. It's not that bad. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, I have that kind of cough that's not even like a satisfying cough. It just really really hurts my throat and my head when I cough. So it's the worst kind of cough. And then in addition to that, I got a little bit of congestion here, a little bit of mucus, some mucus, but we push on, ladies and gentlemen. We push on. Um, Felt like I was getting sick, but then I work out and was fine. That's good. That's good. Yeah. You know, fucking it's weird. It's weird. Yo, what's going on? Whoa, WH. It's weird that like you can that's the annoying thing about being sick. That's the annoying thing about being headaches is you never being headaches having a headache too is you never know what's going to happen. Like I can get a headache and be like, "Oh, I just need to drink some Powerade and some fucking water and I'll be good. As long as I have a Gatorade, I'm fine. Let's fucking do it. Let's get this shit." And it'll work. And then the next day, if I had like the same kind of headache, it might not work. I might just be fucked up for the whole day. That's the annoying thing about colds and other sicknesses and ailments like that is like they're so minor, but they're just annoying enough. Sex hormones like estrogen change your immune system. Men and women react differently. I'm sure. As long as I don't have a sore throat, I'm good. I would rather stick my foot in a rat trap than have a sore throat. Yeah, I had cellulitis when I was a kid, and I could have died from it. That's where I get my ticks from. I don't have anything acting up too bad, but I have facial tics specifically. I cycle through a couple of them, and then, like I said, sometimes they're just not acting up that bad in the first place. But yeah, those facial tics come from cellulitis that I had when I was a kid that could have killed me if I did not go into the hospital for a few days when I did. Um, it was like a side effect of having the issues, and yeah, they used to be a lot worse too. They used to be a lot worse, and I had more of them. I had vocal tics and other things like that. I'm eating some cake right now. It's Friday, so I'm eating like dog shit, you know. I had a oh, here it is, and a Mountain Dew. Believe it or not, I'm actually losing weight, and it's weird because I'm eating more and I'm eating more junk food. Like I'm on the Sopranos diet in the evenings. I come home from the gym and I have mozzarella and I have prosciutto, and sometimes I have some gabagool, some of that gabagool. Um, Legit, like I'm watching Sopranos right now, The Sopranos, and I'm on season 5. I'm about three-quarters of the way through season 5, and I gotta say, I don't feel like it's the best show that I've ever seen, but I can't stop watching it. So maybe even though I don't feel that way, maybe there's something in the back of my head that's saying, no, you have to keep watching. You have to figure it out. You have to see what happens. See what happens. Just fucking see what happens. Don't look away, to the point where it's cutting into my video game time. It's cutting into my precious video game time, is what it's doing. I'd rather watch Sopranos and play video games. Um, but yeah, and watching The Sopranos, fucking, I started eating mozzarella, like the fresh mozzarella that you can get sliced up and shit like that. It's very good, very good. Um, I didn't start eating it because of The Sopranos though. I know that's kind of the joke I was making. My wife makes this sandwich, right? And she learned how to make it from her friend. It is prosciutto, mozzarella, tomato, arugula, pesto, and the type of bun that you get, it's like kind of like a Portuguese roll or like a ciabatta or something like that, right? And you butter it, you butter the inside, and you fucking throw it in the air fryer, shit like that, and it's really good. Oh, and you put some balsamic glaze on there, and it's really good. It's really fucking good. I recommend you make that if you have the ability to, if you have the ability to. But um one day I just didn't feel like having to make the sandwich, so I just started like eating the components, namely the mozzarella and the prosciutto, the mozzarella and the prosciutto. But yeah, so that's my story. That's my story. Love you, Scott. Praying for you always. Thank you very much, Pathological Lifter. I'm praying for you too, man. We're all struggling through life. Some of us are doing a little bit better right now. Some of us are doing a little worse right now. And who knows? In a month or two, it could be flipped around. The people who are doing good might not be doing that good. The people doing bad might not be doing that bad. They might be doing better. Regardless, I just hope you're all doing as well as you can be, given whatever circumstances you find yourself in at the very least. And I appreciate you all for being here. Um, I've been putting a lot of thought into what I'm doing here. And I don't want to stop doing this, but it's like I've said, I've kind of been a little angsty, I guess you could say, regarding this. Where like I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know, I might not be doing this a year from now, dude. It might be time to hang it up at some point, blah blah blah. Um, and like I don't want to stop it. I'm actually gonna start putting something together. I'm gonna start putting a Jeopardy stream again, together soon. I have a couple of people in mind. One of them already said yes. A couple of them already said yes. Actually, I just got to follow up and get them in a group chat. But um, like I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much. Like I have 7 viewers on YouTube right now. Maybe there's one person who stopped when they scrolled by on Twitter. Just thank you guys. We're not doing as well as we used to, and we were never doing that well in the first place. But I'm just so grateful for all of you being here and giving me the time of day, and yucking it up with me, messing around and doing your thing. Ginger and spas. No wonder you got into martial arts. Yeah. Every time I get sick, I work out or sit in the sauna till I get better. Usually, all you need to do is work up your immune system. Yeah, I mean, I don't trust the sauna. I gotta be honest with you because, whenever you dehydrate yourself, and it like, look, I know you can put the fluids back in, right? Um, but whenever you dehydrate yourself, you're making it easier for bad things to happen to you. So I mean, maybe the sauna straight up works. I don't know. You know, me like my go to is always orange juice or some other vitamin C rich thing. I'll have like 150 to 200% of like the daily value of vitamin C that I'm supposed to have. And that'll at the very least, that's like a start is really what it is. That's a start. Um, you know, because vitamin C boosts your immune system. And then, you know, I'll just try to stay hydrated otherwise, you know. Um, Papyrus P, this is the first time in a long time your stream showed up on my YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's tons of different reasons why I'm not doing as well as I used to, you know, and there's reasons that are in my control, there's reasons that are out of my control, and I can focus on the reasons that are in my control. You know, like I said, I've been angsty about the future, and that includes a bunch of different things. And I don't want to bitch and moan about my situation too much. It's just, as I am an unk now, as I have turned 30, and I'm gonna be 31 in a month and 5 days, actually. As I'm getting older and older, I'm starting to go through a quarter life crisis here, and that crisis is not one where I'm like, dude, no, I just got to keep on drinking all the time, huh? Like, it's not like a I wish I was younger thing. Um, I'm having that quarter life crisis where I'm like, wow, why is my life not better than it is right now, kind of deal, right? And because of that, I'm looking back at everything, and I'm realizing because like me, I learned to not think about things. I learned to not process things. I learned to just let things be because when I think about things, it just hurts. Yeah, you know? So I've just learned to kind of just be like, whatever, bro, whatever. Who gives a shit, man, you know? Um and well, fuck. Damn it. Like I said, it's just horrible burning from the cough in my throat. There's a horrible feeling in my throat, and my head hurts. It's like a pulsating, like an explosion of pain when I cough. So I apologize for like that, but like I've started thinking about things though, is what I was trying to say. I've started thinking about things, and I've realized just how badly I've been fucked by a lot of people in my life, specifically the people that were supposed to be helping me. Um, it's not that I didn't get help, it's that I got like the opposite of help, you know? Oh, excuse me. So like that's part of the reason why I've been so angsty and so moody, and I've been talking about that so much. Specifically my personal life. I want to try to make sure I do less and less of that as time goes on. You know, I used to never talk about my personal life. I used to never talk about like my past in that way. But it's like I said, quarter life crisis, you know. Um, what's going on, Jessica Drake? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? Really hope you succeed at this. You're the only fish tank alumni I keep up with. Well, thank you very much, Radical Rodley. Rodley, dude, I'm fucked up, bro. I'm fucked up, man. Thank you very much, Radical Rodney. I appreciate that, sir. And I don't know, like you know, you never know where you're gonna be a year from now. You know, you never know where you're gonna be the next day. You never know what's gonna happen. You know, like you could anything could happen. You know, that's one of the things that excuse me. Um, that's one of the things that keeps me going, even when I do feel angsty and when I do feel sad, is that understanding that like, hey, tomorrow I could hit the fucking lottery. You never know. I could be walking down the street and a bag full of money could fall from the sky and bop me on the head, and I never have to worry about cash again. You know. Um, like you never know where you're gonna be, and that wonder, that curiosity as to what's gonna happen the next day, even though I know it could be something bad too, you know, it's yeah, knock on some wood there, but like that curiosity is something that keeps me going because I just want to see what's gonna happen next, you know. I want to see if my ship does come in, you know, and if my ship is gonna come in, then I mean, the only way I'm gonna be there for it is if I keep on going, you know? Um, Hassan be like, Allahu Akbar, collar explodes. Yeah, yeah. Holy shit, man. Like, my dog is very misbehaved and he was very poorly trained. I only met the dog when he was 5 years old because he was originally in Brazil and he got brought over to America. I want to say like 6 or 7 months after my wife got married. After my wife got married to her boyfriend. After my wife and I got married. And so it's not like I got him as a puppy and like it's my fault that he's like so shitty about some of the stuff that he does, right? But I would never think of like putting a shock collar on him. I'm talking like he will piss on my hamper. Like if I do laundry, I have clean laundry in a hamper. If I leave it out and he sees it, he will piss on the hamper full of clean clothing. And I will have to do laundry again. Sometimes I'll have to put it through twice just to make sure there's no piss smell. And then I'll have to wash the hamper. Is like that type of shit, you know? I would never think of putting a shock collar on him. Even with that, I love him to death. He will bite me if I try and pick him up when he doesn't want to be picked up. You know? Like that type of shit. He whines, he fucking moans and shit like that for like a half hour to an hour whenever my sister-in-law leaves because he's really attached to my sister-in-law, you know? I would never do that, you know? You know who love dogs? Who? Who, No Chill? Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us who loves dogs? The Assembly of God got my back. Yep. Oh yeah. I actually I'm actually looking into going to confessional for the first time in what is probably, I shit you not, 2 decades. I want to go to confessional so that I can receive communion, and I'm excited to be able to do that. I'm excited to do that. You need to heel hook Hassan, dude. I need to knee bar Hassan. Fuck, just blowing the tendons out. Fucking if I was in a grappling match with Hassan, if we were at like fight to win, or if we were at the ADCC Open, if we were at ADCC and I had to roll with Hassan, I would snap the fuck out of his knee. I'd end up in a knee bar and I wouldn't lightly apply. It would be like wrench as hard as I could, as quick as I could, you know? I just got an ad for Disabled Sports. Well, that's on brand for us, isn't it? That's on brand for us. Um, oh man, I can't believe Hassan dissected his dog on a live stream. Dogtober 7th, yeah, Dogtober 7th. Hell yeah, bro. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one. Um, man, confession is great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm excited to do it. You know, I've God knows I need to. Yeah, you know. Um, he would still win due to Muslim corruption, probably. Honestly, fucking probably. You know, we don't need to get into the whole Saudi money, or in this case, Emirati money in combat sports conversation again. At least not today. At least not today. I plan on playing a game called Glover, right? And I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys Glover, because this is a day where I'm supposed to have something planned out. But as I was sick, and today was probably one of the worst days of it, even though like I'm getting over it. It's like everything's raw and I'm fucked up. I'm raw. I'm raw. Um, Steam, Steam Marino. People still supporting him because he likes Poopenstein. Who's Poopenstein? I'm curious. The N64 game. Yes, the N64 game. I played it when I was younger, but I played it on Steam. Not Steam, excuse me. I didn't play it on Steam. I played it on the PC, excuse me. Steam wasn't a thing back then, silly me. But I have it on Steam, is what I was saying. I have it on Steam. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Apparently they're updating. I didn't know they update this game. May 2022, Glover patch 1.1. So they just decided to start patching the thing. They started patching the thing randomly over 2 decades after it was released. But yeah, so we're gonna play a little bit of this game. Take a trip down memory lane, and I will hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy it. Hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy it. But oh, Poopenstein, as in Palestine. Yeah. It's interesting to me because they say Israel is full of Jews, but I don't know. Palestine makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Um, yeah. It's like I think we're in a situation here where the tides are starting to turn, and that doesn't mean that they're gonna be turning forever. That doesn't mean that it's always gonna be like getting better. It could very easily get worse, because um when a lot of people think of counter-revolution, they think of communism and then the reaction to communism. That's actually a false way to describe conservatives and liberals. It's not completely false. Conservatives want to conserve the status quo, or if not the status quo, then they want to return to some other time that they feel was better, right? So because of that, what'll happen at times is when the status quo changes, you'll have a conservative who is like, no, 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 let's keep it, let's keep it. That is a reaction to the status quo changing, right? But how are you going to conserve something that has already been done away with, right? And this, I don't want to get too far off topic. I don't want to get too far off topic here, right? But like, how are you going to conserve something that hasn't been around for decades or even 100 years? You almost have to become progressive in a way that you're pushing the world towards that. But this is another conversation to be had. Like, I was a little bit nervous at first. This is kind of where I was trying to go with that. I feel like things are changing, but at first I was a little bit nervous because all of a sudden criticizing Israel is not anti-Semitic anymore. Now, of course, that's what the Israelis will say. That's what some Jews will say. You even have anti-Zionist Jews. Um, but all of a sudden it's okay to criticize Israel, and it's okay to question certain things that you could not question in the past. And that, to me, at first, even though it was kind of a big deal, I was skeptical of it because it seemed like it was just the left wing that had hegemony was changing the rules of the game to benefit something that they wanted in the moment. It's not that the right wing was like in a position to do good things or anything like that. It's not like it's not like the right wing like convinced anybody about anything regarding fucking Israel or anything like that, right? But I feel like things might be changing. I feel like the left deciding to focus on Israel, one, it made it so that the right wing could kind of like talk about certain things that they couldn't talk about in the past, and they would be a little bit more accepted. But then, in addition to that, it also took heat off of them in a way that made it a little bit easier for them to move around in the first place. Um, so like that's kind of patched with Trojan software, probably Nasman too. Watching on Twitter, probably. Um, Probably gave my computer HIV, but um, that was an interest. Like, it's interesting to see how the last couple of years has gone down, and I'm curious how the next couple of years is going to go down. I'm hoping that we can continue on with what we're doing. Um, but yeah, and returning to what I was talking about with reactionaries and progressives and things like that, I think that's a bit of a misnomer because there are a bunch of different things that you are not allowed to do or not allowed to be anymore by the current cultural standard that has been set by fucking weird freaks and shit like that. And because of that, you almost have to become progressive in the way that you are pushing for that value that was left in the past, that thing that was left way in the past, you know? Um, and this is something I've talked about with people back when I was in the activist sphere. My group, when we kind of started going through our own little political transition into traditionalism, that's where I got my love for Evola. Was we started reading Evola and other traditionalist authors and stuff like that. But then in addition to that, like we would meet other groups of people who they would be like, we have to be progressive in the way that we push our values. It can't be no, 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 no. We can't change this because we want that. No, it has to be yes. Actually, let's change the status quo because this status quo we don't like it. We don't want it. You know, this status quo is only going to be marginally better than the status quo of tomorrow that these progressives are pushing for anyway. So like, why don't we shake it up and try to gain control so we can impose our own shit? You know, I'm talking about something I didn't expect to be talking about, and I'm not doing as bad of a job as I could be, but I'm definitely not doing the best job. The best job, you know. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm not going to spend like too much time on it. Glover did download, by the way, but um, Wolfenstein, Wolf in Stone, Fenrir, Philosopher's Stone, and the Beast, Wolf of Ragnarok. I thought the Wolf of Ragnarok was called Skull. Um, um, I'm trying to remember. No, actually, I think you're right. I think it is Fenrir, and then Skull is like something else. You know. But anyway, um, have you seen the Rock Mark Kerr movie, or do you plan on watching it? I forgot that it's out, and I'm gonna definitely have to watch that. I'll have to convince my wife to go see it tomorrow. Actually, my wife likes MMA, so I don't think I'm gonna have to convince her to do it. You know. Dog. I've just been sitting on this cake this whole time. I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta finish this. Sparky is a fine name for a dog. Yep, very fine name for Hassan's dog. Do you usually have to convince your wife to do? Nah, my wife usually has to convince me to do stuff. If I'm being completely honest with you, you know. Dude, my fucking hood. I'm putting my hood up because it keeps getting caught on my thing, and that's annoying. Um, she usually has to convince me to do stuff. Like I'm so used to just working and doing nothing else that like when the weekend comes, I have to recharge. I can't do anything. If I do something on a Saturday, then it doesn't matter what it is. If I have to do something on a Saturday, it feels like my weekend was wasted and I am not recharged for the next week because I have so much shit that I have to do throughout the week. Like most people have one job, right? Or if they have two jobs, it's like, oh yeah, I work the second job every other day or whatever. No, it's 4 days a week. I have to work two jobs, and then I also on a Friday I'll usually do something else too, right? Um, Regardless of what it is. But um, what was I gonna say? Because of that, like I need to just not do anything. So when it's like, oh well, we could go to the movies, it's like, what movie is that good? Like, what movie is that good as to where I'm gonna risk ruining my weekend, which means the whole next week is ruined because I'm just gonna be tired every fucking day. What movie is that good? You know? Oh man, excuse me. Off stream, Hassan calls his dog a fascist or something cringe. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm something of an amateur psychologist. I'm something of an amateur psychologist, you know, which means I don't fucking know anything, but I have dealt with many people who have dark triad personality traits. Um, and I mean like real dark triad personality traits, not like, but my boyfriend said no once, so I think he's a narcissist. He didn't call me back, and I wanted to call back, so I think he's a narcissist. No, not that. I mean like genuinely like the stories I could tell you about people in my life that I don't want to because there's some of these people are still in my life. Um, like it's like dealing with a fucking alien. You know, dealing with somebody who is like sociopathic like that, who has a narcissism to them. Um, and one way you can tell, one of the easiest ways you can tell somebody has that kind of thing going on is the way they treat animals. Now, like when people think of animals as sociopaths, a lot of the time they think of somebody who would like harm animals. And yes, that's an obvious tell, obviously, right? But I don't even necessarily mean that. The thing you have to realize about a sociopath and an animal is that they can actually treat their animals very well. Um, excuse me, but they will never love their animal like it's an actual living being or anything like that. That animal is a plaything to them. It's a piece of their property, you know? And you'll even see these sociopaths who are not exactly known for their emotional intelligence or their ability to feel emotions. When their pets die, they'll actually be really, really sad. And that's not because they're like, oh, I felt like true companionship with this dog and he was my friend and all that stuff, but literally because it's like, oh, he was my property and I don't have him anymore. He's not available to me anymore. I'm going to miss him being available to me, you know? Um, and while those dogs are alive, a lot of the time, because these sociopaths think in a very utilitarian manner, they look at that animal and they think, oh, like, what do I want out of this animal? You know, there's somebody I know specifically, they have a dog and they own a business. And, you know, I stopped coming around to this business, but they used to let their dog run around the fucking business. It was a barber shop, right? And he used to let his dog run in and like disrupt people and stuff like that as a means to be like, oh, look at me and my dog. Aha, he's a rascal. Hey, Fido, get in here, you rascal. Ah, he's a crazy dog, huh? Like, literally, that's the type of shit that he would do because this guy was a sociopath. He was a narcissist. Um, and that was what that was what his dog was for attention, was to get people to look at the dog, which is in turn looking at him because the dog is essentially not an extension of him necessarily, but it's his property. Therefore, you know, his name is attached to that dog, you know. And then it's like, oh, you rascal, haha, isn't he a rascal? Like he gets secondary attention off of that, you know. And that's why I stopped going around to that barbershop, is because I got sick of the guy being annoying for one thing, but then in addition to that, like I don't want to see him and his bullshit. Like, oh hey, this person who doesn't like dogs is here. He's gonna let his dog run in, and the person's gonna freak out, and he's gonna be like, "Whoa, hey, dude, relax!" Like trying to explain to someone who's afraid of dogs that they're the problem because they're afraid of dogs, and it's not that he has to keep his dog in the other room like he should, because that's the smart and the correct and the right thing to do. But you just need to be okay with the dog. You need to get over your fear. You know, I got tired of that shit. I'm not afraid of dogs personally. I'm very distrusting of ones that I don't know, as you should be. But um, the reason I'm explaining this is because it seems as though Hassan, I wouldn't even say it seems as though, he definitely has some of that dark triad shit going on. And that dog is so clearly just a prop for him to get money. It's just like, hey, look at my doggo. Look at my heckin' doggo. Look at him. Oh, my doggo. Hey, don't you want to donate? Don't you want to watch? I got my doggo. Hey, Kaya, place. It's like, holy fucking shit, man. People who habitually buy pets after each one dies because they feed it garbage and treat it like a toy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yes. Oh yes. Dark Brotherhood Scott, Jedi in the Desert Scott. Fucking one of my favorite pictures is I took a not I took a picture, but I joked around and I looked down like this and I started like I forget exactly what the context of it was, but somebody took a screenshot of me like that and they posted it around, you know. Uh, Hassan abuses the fuck out of that poor animal. I'm sure he does. I'm fucking sure he does. You know, it's ridiculous. Constantly bringing up how special she is a huge red flag. Oh yeah, 100%. You know. Ooh, oh, ooh. Okay, huh. I'm gonna have to go Windows version because I don't know what PS1 version is gonna be, but I'm curious about PS1 version. I gotta be honest with you. If I hear fur baby one more time, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm so sick of millennials, man. Like, I know I am one. I just squeaked by. I'm not like the oldest Zoomer. If anything, I'm the youngest millennial. And I'm so fucking sick of millennials. I can't stand them. I can't stand it, you know. Um I was born in the wrong generation, man. Dude, I should have been born in 2003. Excuse me. Jokes aside though, like I'm just such a fucking nothing generation, dude. An absolute nothing generation. Just like the millennial generation is a nothing burger. It is horrible. Just awful, man. Oh, it's in a oh, okay. Huh. Okay. I guess we're playing in a I guess we're playing in one of these boxes in a window. A window that I can't expand at all. What is press 3? What is press in 3 lines? What the hell is that supposed to be? They are boomers 2.0. No, you see, they're boomers 3.0. Gen X is boomer 2.0. Oh. Oh shit. I want to see if I can yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be the PC version, but it's got a B. Someone said that's a start button on a Wii remote or something. Yeah. Oh. B. That's ridiculous. So how do I get back? Is it space? No. Shit. All right. We're stuck. This is so surprising. Usually the games you play are quite mature. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a blast from the past, and apparently they couldn't get the fucking actual PC version on it or anything like that, so that's a little weird. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Okay. practice is supposed to be. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow, this is stupid. Oh, okay. Alright, so X and C. X is back. C is select, I guess. We're gonna do easy. Oh, bonus level is close. Alright, I guess I'm doing normal then. Hell yeah, bro. I'll turn this up for you just a little bit right now. Damn. Glover. This is an Unk game, Jacob Alchemist. It definitely is. That evil fuck. Alright, so I'm gonna have to figure out all the controls. It's part of the game devs to make a character who's just the cartoon character glove imbued into our minds since childhood with Mario and Mickey Mouse, whatever else. Yeah, that's very true. That's an astute observation. Sorry, I'm taking the last bite of my cake here. Sorry. Anyway. Mr. Tip says, "Hi, my name is Mr. Tip. If you want any hints, just speak to me. You can do this by standing near me and pressing B. Interesting. Oh, by the way, you can press and hold B if you ever lose your ball. Good luck." Alright. Oh, interesting. Oh, there he is. There's two Mr. Tips. Hello. Mr. Fuckhead. Whatever. That's mine. Oh, yeah, you can, like, yeah, you can throw it. I wanna talk to Mr. Tip, though. Ah, yeah, it was X. It was X. This is the entrance to the practice level. Ah, okay, so... And... return the balls to the cave to open the gateways to other worlds. Okay. Gives me that. Yeah, so... I forget exactly how it works. Like, do I have to put it here? Oh.
Yes.
Hell yeah, bro. I didn't know he speaks. I don't ever remember him speaking. Ah, yes, one crystal. Just going for a swim. Mr. Tip helped me find my ball, yeah. That was always a little nerve-wracking, that laugh. The way you hear the what is this? So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's a fucking mystery. I forget if you can control the camera in this. Oh no, that's to the castle. Yeah, it's to 1, right? Okay. I only ever got to level 2. I played this when I was so young. I was just like really shitty at video games. Not that I'm that much better. Not that I'm that much better, but you know. It's exactly like the browser in SM64. It's occult symbolism. Yes. Hey. Oh. Collect Garibs. Garibs? What the fuck is a Garib? To score points, get 50 and win an extra life. Ah, okay, interesting. You can get extra points if you collect them fast, and even more by using the ball. Interesting. So if I, wow. Oh yeah, I forgot you can slap them. I forget if you can fight this dude. I want to see what happens. I don't want to get nailed by him, you know, but I want to see what happens. Oh, whoa. Take it easy, dude. Holy shit. What did anyone ever do to you? Dude, these controls are so fucky. They're definitely not the worst controls I've ever seen, but they're not that good. Alright. Tell me I'm gonna hit this guy with. Oh, damn, he fucking nailed me. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here. You can use your magic to change your ball. If you were holding it, just press right bumper. I don't know what right bumper is. Otherwise, point at the ball with B, then press right bumper. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's the, oh, shit. I can first person view. Well. What the fuck? Oh. I want to figure out how I can fight those guys, because there's gotta be a way I can fight them. It can't just be like I hang around and get fucked up. This is Glover, longtime sensei. Thank you for the memorable moments and wisdom. Would you ever do your own version of Fish Tank, as Greg did with Congregated? Thanks for popping in, Thrill Me. Yeah, it has been a while. Damn, I'm trying to get these fucking controls down. I mean, I don't think I would. And the reason why is because literally everybody's doing that. I don't want to knock anybody else's hustle or anything. But it would just be kind of pointless for me to try and do it. It would just dilute the brand more. Not that I. I forgot. There's bulls here. There's bulls. I want extra lives and shit like that if I can. That's why I'm trying to collect all these bad Larrys. But oh shit. Okay. But yeah, it's like why would I further dilute the brand in a way that, like, even if it was okay at making me a little bit of money, it would just be like too much time, effort, and energy, you know? Some enemies can be destroyed by fist slamming. Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot you can fucking slam the shit out of people here. How do you fist slam though? I gotta what? Damn, can I play dead? Okay. How do I fist slam? Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out how I should fist slam. Yes. But yeah, like I wouldn't, you know. I don't want to knock anyone else's hustle. And I think Greg is a very creative content creator. I think he has a lot more than just fish tank related stuff that he does. Even if he has fish tank inspired stuff. Hello, buddy. Even if he has fish tank inspired stuff, like congregated and other stuff like that, like, dude, I am getting a little bit annoyed by the lack of ability to control. Hold on, let's I don't even know how to pause. I don't even know how to pause the fucking game. I'm literally pressing everything, trying to figure out how one would fist slam. How am I supposed to fist this guy? I want to know how to attack so I can fist him. Anyway, but yeah, like, Greg is a very talented content creator, and he does a lot of good stuff, and only a portion of what he does is stuff that you could say was inspired by Fish Tank. Me, I don't want to be somebody who, because I was affiliated with Fish Tank, that just becomes my whole thing, you know? I know Fish Tank is a big part of why you are all here. I know Fish Tank is a big part of my brand. It was a big part of my brand. You know, and like when season 5 comes around, yeah, I'll probably pay attention, because whatever, why not? And if Blood Games 2 does happen, I'll be there, you know? Oh, excuse me. But it would come off as a cheap and desperate attempt to be like, hey guys, remember me? And I wouldn't want to do that kind of thing, you know? I already have people who are unfairly labeling me like an orbiter and things like that. And of course, these are the exact kinds of degenerate freaks that would be like, yeah, let's do battle chat. Not saying all the battle chatters were bad, just saying that, you know, putting holes in your roof with a fucking 22, which I'm pretty sure is something I heard happen, playing with your shit. It's like, gotta draw the line somewhere, man, you know? That's not what I want. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to be, you know? The bottom line is, like, I already have the Fish Tank community, like, the ones that do talk about me, they have, like, bad things to say for no good reason. I don't need to give them more ammo, is what I'm saying. What's going on, Lexi? Seeing things from the 90s makes me realize people used to be way more creative. You don't see original ideas like this anymore. You do not. Things used to be made with love. I'm watching this... actually, I'm not watching this channel, but I'm going to watch this channel around Halloween. I forget exactly what it's called, but it has Retro Rewind in it, right? And if you type in Retro Rewind, I'm sure it'll pop up on YouTube. And it has like full hour or 2 hour long segments of like TV programming from like 1994, 95, 96 into the 2000s and stuff like that, right? And what makes it cool is that they have the commercials too, you know? So you get to watch like a TV show that was on back then. You get to see the Nickelodeon or the Cartoon Network bumpers and stuff like that. And then you get to see like commercials that you would have saw back when you were a kid, you know? And just the love that was put into that back then. Like, I know I'm being a Redditor by being Mr. Dude, the 90s, and remember when we were kids? Dude, I'm like an adult kid. Like, I know I'm being that guy, but man, there was a love that was put into that. That's one thing you can say about the boomers, is that when it came to art, when it came to TV, when it came to music, there was a love that they put into what they were doing that we just do not have today. And it's so sad and heartbreaking to see where we have gone and what we have become. And it's like, it's also kind of the boomers' fault too, because like boomers still control so much of the culture, you know, like they're still CEOs, they're still congressmen and women, they're still fucking the president's a boomer, you know. But like there was a point where the boomers were just knocking it out of the fucking park in terms of TV shows and movies and music. And it's just like, compare that to today and it's like, fuck, dude, man, it hurts. It hurts so much, you know. TV literally just used to be better. Exactly, Renowned. Yes, like, yes. No ifs, ands, or buts, you know. Checkerboard floor initiation. I see. The Bowser death screen was changed in the original SM64 because it was too... Super Mario 64 because it was too scary. On the first test plays by child subjects, it looks strangely like the Baphomet sigil zooming towards face upon death. That is pretty weird. Interesting. Is this Glover a long time? Oh, duh. Yeah. I already read that one. But anyway, objects with cracks in them can often be smashed or either slap the bowling ball at them or fist slam them. You see, I don't know how to change my shit. I don't know how to change my shit, and I don't know... Yeah, okay. How do I need a jump, though, is the issue. Oh. Alright, so I can double jump. Yo, he fucking lounging, dude. Holy shit. You see, like, even something like that, that's kind of funny. I had no idea that he would do that. He'd just sit there like that, chilling. I don't know what the S key does. It just makes a weird fucking noise. No, I need you to move, buddy. Ah, okay, alright, so it's Z. It's the fucking Z, alright. So then I would assume the Z also, so... Alright, so I'm gonna fucking nail this dude. I'm gonna fucking nail his ass. That's right, pussy. That's right, bitch. Coming for your dumb ass, too. You fucking shark guy. Make up your mind. You're either on water or you're not. Oh, shit. Can I? Oh, shit. I don't think I can hit him. I think that just is what it is. People used to create things because they had a vision. People create to pay bills now. Yeah, you know. And I think it's because we live in a survival-based economy now, you know. And what the hell is this? What's going on here? What I mean by that is, like, it's just harder to survive now, and like everyone is so much more expendable. There's no job security anymore, and like the CEOs are just greenlighting things. They're the ones that are actually insulated and don't have to worry about getting fired for like a minute fuck up are the CEOs. The people that they don't create anything, they just greenlight it, and that's it. You know, they say yeah or nah. And because of that, if you're like a screenwriter or something like that, you're gonna do everything by the books, by the numbers, and try your best to be. You're gonna try your best to be as inoffensive as possible, and I mean that literally and figuratively. Hell yeah, bro! Those fucking idle animations, dude. I remember those now. Anyway, Mr. Tip says, this is a checkpoint. Throw the ball through it, and you will return here if you lose a life. Do I have to throw the ball? Because I'll be honest with you, I kind of forget how to throw the ball. If Glover becomes separated from the ball, you can select the checkpoint option from the pause menu to return you to any checkpoint. Okay. Forgot the ball bounces and shit like that. Come on, baby. Oh, damn it. Bob Saget. Oh. Oh. There we go. There we go. Oh, no. I forgot that the controls get inverted when you're walking on the water. Damn it. Trying to like... there we go. I had this on N64 Brutal Game. Yeah, kind of. Ball Brothers flashbacks. Yeah. This is where the Ball Brothers got their, oh man. Ooh, that was a close one. Come on, baby. There we go, there we go. Man, it's crazy to think, Season 3 is a year old. It's crazy to think how short of a time it's been, and yet it feels like so much has happened, you know, and it's kind of because it has, you know. At this point, this time last year, I was off from work because I was rehabbing my shoulder, you know, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun to stream on the site. I remember I could stream on the site back then. And my wife went away to Brazil for 2 weeks because she just needed to go, and I unfortunately couldn't go because I wasn't sure what was happening with my job. So that's why I was able to do a couple of 24-hour streams. Fish Tank, that Fish Tank streaming helped me to pay bills. Like, that wasn't just extra income to me. That was literally the only income I was getting, besides like a couple hundred from the gym every week. You know, that shit really helped me out. Oh, there we go. Oh shit, I'm smacking it. Oh no. Oh no. That's alright. And oh, wait a second. Aren't I supposed to hit that fucking thing? Why can't I fucking... Oh no, oh man. That is one thing about this game that does suck, and it makes it interesting. It makes it interesting. That's something that a lot of platformers didn't have, is that it's not just, okay, you have to fucking run around and jump and all this other stuff. Yes. Okay, yeah, I remember this part. Yeah, it's not just that, it's that you have to, so yeah, I'm supposed to, like, I think I'm, but yeah, you didn't have many, if any, platformers that had a piece like this. Interesting. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Dude, really? There we go. Got an extra life. Alright, boys. Alright, boys. The way Glover hugs and guides the ball is so satisfying. It really is. It's more fun. It's more fun and smoother. It's fun, it's smoother, it's a little bit quicker to be like gliding around like this than it is to run. And I'm sure they did that on purpose, you know. This platformer was made in the wake of Mario 64, and many companies tried to catch up. Tried to catch up to this, or tried to catch up to Mario 64. Because I could definitely see this being kind of like, oh, we want our own Mario 64, you know. Because like I never played Mario 64, but you know, like I know that it was one of those like really like it was like a pioneer of platforming, you know. It took it into 3D, you know. 3D platforming is hard to do, you know. Fish tank payout helped me big time too. Yeah. See, like, I want to do more 24-hour streams, but I don't have the interest. Excuse me, I don't have the interest to do it. And what I mean by that is, like, I couldn't do a 24-hour stream on YouTube because I would want to do things that I'm not allowed to do on YouTube. I would want to show copyrighted content. I would want to show content that is a little bit too spicy for YouTube and stuff like that, you know? Now I know Twitch and Kick, you can kind of get away with that, but what, I'm gonna have maybe one person, 2 people, 3 people tune in for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna have 0 people? Like, nah, you know? At the very least, with the fish tank streams, I know that, like, there's gonna be a couple hundred people on the site, so maybe, like, 20 or 30 of those people will tune into my stream, and we can shoot the shit all night or something like that, you know? That's why I haven't done another 24-hour stream. If I had people watching me on Kick, if I had people watching me on Twitch, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Let's go, you know? But, you know, you've just entered a Greek realm through a Greek bathhouse. Nah, there aren't enough dudes fucking each other for this to be Greece. Must be like, Benicia or something. Oh yeah, hold on. Oh man, how do I pause is the question. I want to save. Oh. Ah man, I can't. That sucks. How do I, get out of here. Fucking bitch. Damn, what am I doing? Where am I going? Oh. Oh man, what the fuck? So I feel like maybe I have to like no, wait a second, isn't it? Oh, here it is. How do I fucking... How do I... Where am I? What am I doing? Oh, I bet I could crush these things. Yeah, they got cracks in them, so whoa. Bang. Oop. That. Bang. That. Get the fuck out of here, you bitch. Where do I go? Where am I meant to go from here? Flash. So I have to get up there somehow. I'm not quite sure how I get up there. I'm pretty sure I have to like bounce the ball or something. Hopefully it'll bounce enough to... Ah, nope. Thanks, Mr. Tip. Speaking of which, is Mr. Tip around here anywhere? What the hell is going on here? Ah, you fucking bastard. Alright, so we got this. Oh, damn it. Yes, I'm aware. Am I gonna have to look up strat guides for this? You're gonna have to look up strategy guides for the second Glover level. Yeah, I can't even double jump high enough to get up there. So, how is it? Oh, pop off there. How, dude, where am I going? What the hell is going on here? I know, I have to fucking, I don't know how I bounce with that thing though, because you're supposed to be able to bounce this thing. That's probably what I have to do, is fucking bounce it. I just don't know how. Can you clip the ball, then double jump? That's like... Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Hell yeah. You see, like... Oh, damn it. No. Fuck. See, if you bounce the ball high enough, you can... I thought you could bounce the ball increasingly higher. Well, I mean, that's cool that I can fucking bounce the ball. You can at least bounce the ball around. Oh, fuck. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Damn, it took a life from me. It took a fucking life from me. I knew that would happen, too. Oh, nah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a fucking shot, I guess. So, oh, nope. Silly me. Bounce, 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 forward, bounce, 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 bounce. Not gonna work. This guy, this fucking guy is getting on my nerves. This guy right here is getting on my nerves. I want to see if I can fucking hit him. I want to see what happens if I hit him with the ball. I don't know. We might have to look up a strategy guide here. He's got the pentagram on the back of his head. This is the dream of the master hand from Smash Bros. All right. I'm really looking up a fucking strat guide right now. It's cause part of it is because I don't know all the controls, so there's something I could be missing that I'm able to do with the controls. The red and yellow coloring makes me think of propaganda. Yes. Apparently there's boxes next to the pool of water or something like that. Maybe. Pop off. Oh, no. We're hopping off. We're hopping off. There's supposed to be some boxes in a pool of water. Oh, shit. Oh, interesting. Okay. I remember this part. I remember this. I don't remember, like, exactly what to do from here. It does kind of make me confused. Nah, get out of here, Glove. Get out of here, Glove. Okay, well, at the very least, The very I don't know if they plan for everything. So there was supposed to be 2 boxes or something like that was in a pool, but I don't see any boxes. You fucking idiot. You fucking dumb idiot. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, it says level 2. Break the boxes next to the pool of water. This will empty the pool and raise the platform. Before jumping on it, break the vases next to the shark to collect the 2. Break the boxes next to the pool of water. What boxes? Ooh, damn. We're doing fucking tricks. There's no boxes around here, unless I'm stupid, which could be it. There aren't any boxes around here, are there? Nope, no boxes around here. Yeah, I don't see any boxes. That's kind of the issue. If I, like, are there boxes that I'm just missing? I'm curious, right? I'm gonna look up a because it wouldn't surprise me if this thing didn't load right. If some asset didn't load in the proper way. Still don't know how to transform the fucking ball. I'm looking at a similar looking level for the PS1, but not exactly. Sensei, you have to turn the ball and then knock the wall in front of the vents by the pool. Alright, so I gotta figure out how to turn it into a fucking bowling ball then. Again, like, this is supposed to be a PC version, but it's not. It's like a weird port to like a 360 or something like that, or a Wii or whatever. Oh shit! I didn't know I could go full screen. Okay. Learning something new every day. Whichever button was assigned. You know what? Let's you see, it literally doesn't even tell you what the. It literally doesn't even tell you what the thing is. The controls are. That's why this is a little awkward for me right now. Oh, shit. Damn it. Yeah, I'm playing Glover Arrow Bear. At least I'm trying to anyway. I gotta figure out how this is actually gonna work. Oh, okay. Alright. Interesting. So that's how you do it. It's V. Oh, damn. Damn, okay. So, what am I supposed to throw this shit at? What am I supposed to throw it at? Was it the, Oh, shit. Yo, I want to see if I can, I want to see if I can hit him with it. Because this guy's been getting on my nerves. Oh, shit, damn it. Okay, so I'm supposed... Oh, no, shit. Yeah, I'm supposed to hit something with this. By the way, thank you very much for the $5 through me. I apologize. I'm focused as fuck about trying to figure this out. So I apologize for not acknowledging the $5. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that. Knock the wall in front of the vents by the pool. Oh, yeah, and there's fucking, oh. Damn. Silly me. That's literally, you can see the cracks. I want to see if maybe I can, Alright, whatever, I got it. Oh, fuck. Again, the controls are a little garish. There we go. There we go. Okay. We finally figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. By we, I mean Grill Me figured it out. Oh, baby. Yes. Fuck, finally. Oh, damn, he nailed me. I got fucking nailed. Congratulations, you are the ball master. Yes, sir. There's no balls I can't master. Woo! sick. I'm starting to get the hang of the controls too. It's just like easier for me to figure out. Resident Properties, slopper mode, eating pancakes, watching you play Glover, dude. I love pancakes. That's my wife came to America and she never oh, I think maybe I can bounce it. What are you doing? Ah, yes. My wife came to America and she had never had like an American pancake before, and it was the cutest thing because she went on a kick where after I fed her pancakes the first time, she was like, she just didn't want to stop eating them. And she has a Brazilian accent, and I've actually noticed it's not that her accent is going away, it's that she's getting better at enunciating. Oh no. Damn. I say I'm getting better at these, dude. I say I'm getting better at the controls. Anyway, there we go. But she used to call them pancakes. She used to be, I'd be like, what do you want for lunch, baby? And she'd be like, do we do pancakes? That was adorable to me. Oh, damn it. Ah, shit. Son of a bitch. That's right, pussy. There we go. I want to clear the way first. Come on, baby. Oh, shit. If you can share without giving away too much, how did you meet her? When did she first come to the U.S.? Excuse me. I've talked about it before, actually. We met over Tinder. Well, you know, I guess you can't call that meeting necessarily, but we first became acquainted over Tinder. She was coming to America as a tourist, but she wanted to see what would happen. You know, not that she was like, oh, I'm looking for my husband on Tinder or anything. She just came to America and was like, I don't know, maybe something will happen. We'll figure it out when we get there. She was supposed to donate a kidney to her sister, which she would end up doing last year, like December 21st of 2023 was actually it was the 23rd, I believe. December 23rd of 2023, she donated a kidney to her sister. So that's why she was coming here, in addition to wanting to see if she could build a life here. But she figured since she's going to be here, she might as well know a local or two. So she got a Tinder, because, like, that's the easiest way you could meet somebody new, if we're being honest here. People aren't on social media like, hey, are there any Brazilians that want to have an American friend? Haha, that's not the way it works. So she comes to America, and, like, 2 or 3 days later, the country shuts down. The country shuts down because it was COVID. We started talking in like October or November of 2019, and she came here in March of 2020. Oh, excuse me. Those demon cows are like Goombas, exactly. They're even worse, damn it. I'm nervous to go in here. I'm nervous, but oh. Damn it, bro. Yeah, there's no way I can. Oh. I believe I have to bounce the ball or something. I could be wrong. I think it's the bowling ball I have to do that. Fuck. Shit. See, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of this shit. you guys hear a fart noise? I was gonna say, I could have swore I heard a fart noise or something. Oh no. Oh, good. I was a little nervous about that. Fuck. It's like stuck here. It's not fucking moving. The music in this game is pretty good. That's another thing is 1990s sound design. Oh fuck, I got a cramp in my hamstring on my left leg for some reason. Sound design in the 1990s was crazy good. It was like really, really good. That is for sure. Get your fucking goofy ass out of there, Glover. You ain't fucking enjoying the view. Anyway, yeah, sound design in the 1990s was crazy good. Okay, alright, so that's, yeah, that works out, because that helps me to, because I was wondering how I was going to get that out, because it wasn't doing its thing. Oh. Sick. Let's go down here. Alright, Mr. Tip. Collect this potion to make you big and strong. Oh, shit. I am big. And strong. What the hell is this? What is going on here? Oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit, oh fuck, I'm supposed to use... Alright, good, thank God. I'm supposed to use this potion to push that, but luckily I don't necessarily need it. I'll have to check you guys later, have a great night. You too, Thrill Me, I hope you're doing well, man, you know, it's good to see you. Oh, gives me that. Gives me that. Alright, but the question I have here is how do I... maybe I can... Whoa. Take it easy. How do I get those fucking things up there is what I want to know. The only thing I think I could do is... Maybe here and then, yeah. Alright, well, we moving. I don't need it that bad. Yeah! Yeah! I hope my throat and my head is better. Fucking tomorrow. If I don't have this cough. Alright. Okay. Nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where do you think you're going, huh? Oh, where do you think you're going? Ah, come on. I forget if you take fall damage in this game. Apparently not. Can't you bounce off the ball? I forget if you can bounce off the ball. That'd be nice if you could. That, you know what? I want to see if you can. I'm gonna test something out here. X bounces you off the ball. Oh, fuck. Wow, I'm surprised that thing didn't deflate the ball. X bounces the ball. Okay, so. Oh. That was a close one. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm fucking fast. I'm fast as fuck. Gosh darn, I'm fast as fuck. Alright, so the question is, how the hell do I get out of here? Apparently I can run up the wall slightly. Whee! Yeah, so it's not over there, I don't think. Go. Whoa. Whoa. Ah, okay, alright. What the fuck is that? Go. Ah, that sucks. On relationships, I started really watching Fish Tank around the time I started dating my previous girlfriend. We'd watch it all the time, and she was craving for Vampire Blood games too, lol. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Blood games 2 didn't happen, you know? We had a lot of stuff ready to go, not just the map, but the story. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, we're keeping, you know, all, like, we aren't, like, active. That is in hiatus. I'll say that much. For, you know, obviously, right? But we had a lot of the lore down. We had a lot of the different kinds of people you were gonna see in the universe down, and not just like the characters, but like, you know, different like factions, if you will. You know, and it was gonna be honestly a lot more open-ended in every single way. We also patched some holes from the first one, and we were working on patching some holes. Why is this thing fucking... Why will he not go that way at all? What is he doing? Oh, fuck. So you know what? So yeah, why won't it let me up? Oh, shit. What? I think I clipped... you know what? I think no, I did not clip through the floor. Yeah, no, I did not clip through the floor. I don't think I did anyway. I might just have to go to the checkpoint. Yeah, no, I think I might have clipped through the floor. There's a water current. I think you need the speed boost. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay, so at the very least I got that down. Hopefully the speed boost respawns like the last one did, but damn it. Yeah, like there was gonna be a lot of improvements to Blood Games 2, and it was gonna be a really good thing. And I think you guys would really liked it. Dude, this is starting to get a little nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. Gotta hop off. Alright, there we go. Yeah. You know, I wish I could tell you guys everything we had planned, but there's no way I could do that, you know? There's a chance that, like, if they did do a Blood Games 2, they might completely, like, rework everything, which would be really disappointing because there were a lot of good things in there that, I mean, we could rework if it came down to it. But I wouldn't want to completely get rid of it. You know? The thing that sucks is that we would have to we didn't have to, we did extra builds, right? We already had a lot of shit built out. And there were extra builds that were going up. Shitty was built upon, rebuilt and then built upon. You know, and there are other places that were built upon as well, and that were going to be built upon. And because Shitty was like 70% of the way done, we could, or the map, if you will, not just Shitty, but because the map was like already 70% of the way done, we could focus on improvements as opposed to having to build from scratch. And then those improvements are always going to be easier and cheaper to build than having to build the whole map from scratch. So we had more time that we could dedicate to rehearsals and stuff like that, you know? Trying to get back into character, trying to break in the new people and stuff like that. We had a lot of that going on, and we actually had a rehearsal the day that we had a rehearsal the day that they had to leave the season 1 house, you know. But yeah, it's like I said, I can't divulge too much, even if like there's a chance that it could all get thrown out. But there was some really good work done, and I would hate to see it all go to waste. You know, and I'm at a point where I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me what's happening, because obviously I'm not exactly what you would call an insider. You know, I'm just kind of here. Whenever they call me, I pick up the phone, and yeah, that's that, you know. Some stuff about the sanguine. I don't know what you're talking about. Your presence reminded me that I was watching Fish Tank while letting life pass me by. Thanks, Scott. Oh, I mean, hey, I hope whatever you're doing with yourself, man, you know, you're content, and it is. Fuck. Damn it. I hope whatever you're doing with yourself, you're content, and you feel like you're using your life wisely, you know. Baby, you remember when you first came to America and I had tried pancakes the first time? And you'd ask me for them again, and you'd be like, "Could we have pancakes?" Yeah, that was adorable. I miss your old accent, baby. You don't have as much of an accent anymore, but you still obviously have an accent. It's just you have an easier time enunciating and pronouncing you know, American words, English words, you know, real words. Thank God. Oh, there we go. Mayo Sama says, "Holy shit, I almost forgot about this game. Core memory unlocked." Yeah. I'm having fun playing this game. I was afraid I wouldn't have fun with it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, the controls get a little annoying, you know, but like I'm having a good time with this right now. Come on, baby. Yes. Alright. Go. go. Oh, fucking bastard. Go. I gotta go. Yeah, I mean, I want to... Whoa. Okay. So yeah, at the very least, I personally am able to... You know what I think I need to do, actually? I think I need to turn it to the bowling ball. Oh, fuck, man. But yeah, I need to turn it to the bowling ball, because the bowling ball will be able to push no matter what. Oh boy, this fucking bullshit. Oh boy. Alright. We gotta go all the way back. Oh shit, thank you, Zach. I forgot about the Streamlabs thing. We're playing Glover, by the way, Zach. You watch the Charles fight tomorrow. Yeah, you know, I probably will. Why not? You know, Gamrod isn't bad. When you said Charles, my first thought was Charles Carroll. I was like, who's Charles fighting? Who's Charles fighting? And where can I go to watch and potentially jump in? You don't have to confirm, you know, but we know you do. It went around with leaks, unfortunately. I mean, no what specifically? Like, yeah, I was in the Blood Games Discord server. Like, yeah, I was part of the writing team. Of course I know. Of course I know what was going on with Blood Games if I was on the writing team, you know? I don't know who leaked whatever. That was kind of rude, though. I don't know what reasoning they had for it, you know? I stay out of drama for multiple reasons, you know? And, I just want to have a good time, is what it is, you know? I just want to have a good time with everybody that I can. Dude. Alright, okay. Alright. I think you were asking about this. Fortnite started their Halloween event. I still don't know what I'm gonna be doing for Halloween. I think one thing I might do is carve a pumpkin, but I feel like that's kind of gay, if I'm being honest with you. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll fuck around and we'll see what we can do with it. But then in addition to that, maybe we'll do Fortnite Halloween. That'll be like my first Fortnite experience is the Halloween special, and I'll just absolutely like fuck around with it, you know. Charles is fighting iDubbbz tomorrow at the TNT Arena. Hell yeah. Don't get me wrong, I think leaking is super lame. I literally rather would have seen it on screen. Yeah. You see, like, I don't know who's got beef with who, right? Like I said, I purposefully remain ignorant to the politics and stuff like that, you know? I don't know who feels what way about who and what. It is something that I'm really not that interested in. But leaking the Blood Game stuff, if I'm being honest with you, it didn't hurt. Excuse me. Jeez. It didn't hurt Jet and Ben or anything like that. I would assume that was the target. It didn't hurt Jet and Ben. If anything, it hurt me, Xavier, Soda Man, and anybody else who was involved with that. You know, there's a couple other names that, you know, I could definitely, like, throw out there, you know, obviously. You know, Jacob the Raccoon. That's who it hurt. And, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know? But, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes people do things. If you're carving a pumpkin, cook the seeds. They're yummy. I've never had pumpkin seeds before. Pumpkin carving is pagan. Actually, that would be beets, I believe, or I think it was no, it wasn't beets. Ah, fuck, what was it? They used to carve something else in Ireland during Samhain. All right. I wonder if I can fucking bot this dude. It'd be nice if I could bop them, but I don't know if I want to test that out right this second. Baked pumpkin seeds are delicious. You see, I've never been a pumpkin guy, you know? Like, pumpkin pie, not my thing. Pumpkin spice, also not my thing, you know? Is it the worst thing I've ever tasted? No, not necessarily, but it's far from the best, you know? I don't feel a need every year to get pumpkin spice whatever, you know? To me, it's just like, alright, let's try this out and see what'll happen. Turnips, yes, Errol Bear. It was turnips. You are right about that. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, we're going to test this out and see what happens. No. No, it is... I mean, it's kind of working. Kind of, sort of. Wow, it's not working anymore. I wonder if that's what I'm supposed to do, is turn it to here. Or maybe it's the other one. I don't even know what the hell this thing's supposed to... Oh no. Wow. Wow, that's annoying. Wow. Fucking A, dude. See, I don't know if I want to like, I don't know if I want to reload it up, because I'm probably going to have to, I mean, I have a checkpoint saved and ready to go. And that checkpoint is, you know what, fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it. We'll do it. All the spice pumpkin stuff is yeah. The Oliver twins. What? Is it supposed to be fucking... Where's, Alright, so... Yes, there. Is it gonna make me start over? It better not make me start over. I'm gonna be very upset. If it makes me start over, like, I have to get to... Wow. 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 Get the fuck over here. Bitch ass. Wow, it's really making me like start over. That's pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. You know what, so I think I'll call it quits. Oh no, what am I doing? Yep. That fucking sucks. Yeah. That really sucks. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'll see if I can get back up to that point, because we can play more Glover in the future, you know? That was my plan when I first got Glover, was to play it on stream for you guys, you know, one of those blast from the past sort of games. But I had a good time with it, you know. Excuse me. The Irish in us seeks Narnia and Asian, yes. Man. It's the face of the demiurge, Lucifer, glowing face. It's metaphorical too, cutting out the guts and replacing it with light. Oh, man. Pumpkin soup or Jumu? Yeah, pumpkin is just, any kind of gourd is just not that appetizing to me. I've never been a squash fan. There's just something about the texture and the taste. I'm not a big fan of the texture or the taste, although I can do it in some dishes. You know, I get this Chinese place near me, and they do like hibachi sort of shit, and you know, the hibachi combos they have roasted squash, and it's cut in small pieces. Like, I can do it there, that's fine to me. But Squash, just like bananas, is not something that I see it and I'm like, ooh, banana, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna eat some. No, like you have to force me to eat a banana and then I eat it and I'm like, oh no, this is actually good. I like bananas. And then I don't eat another one for like another year and a half. You know? I can't remember the last time I had a banana, truthfully. Fucking just not a banana man. Just not a banana man. Cabbage carving and other vegetable carving came first. Minden Veiled did a whole series on it, as obnoxious of a voice as they are. Good channel. Maybe I'll have to check that out. Maybe I'll have to check that bad Larry out. Oh, excuse me. Um, well, I got to try to get some sleep. Going to the Scuffed Realtor live show tomorrow. All right, Arrow. Peace out, man. I like zucchini and cucumber too. I don't mind cucumber. Cucumber's not that bad, you know. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it, you know. But it's definitely not my it's not preferred, you know. I'm very much like a I'm very much a carnivore, you know. If I'm gonna have any kind of greens or anything like that, I mean I can do salads obviously, but the thing about salads is that a lot of the time it's just filling your belly with something. It's not actually, there's like very few salads have like real nutritional value in them. Like if you get a Caesar salad, that's literally just like there's you're just filling your belly, you know. It's like fucking dirt cookies in Haiti. Um, you know, but like I like my greens mixed in with the dish, you know. It's not that I couldn't, like I will eat just straight up spinach, but I'd rather throw the spinach in like a soup. You know, if I make like a ramen noodle soup or something like that, I'd rather throw some greens in there as opposed to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna eat a whole bowl of fucking lettuce. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm all set on that one. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am all set. Do not need any of that shit. Not even a little bit. Oh man, it's already 1:10 a.m. Man, I'm again, like it makes me so mad that I'm streaming later. Like it makes it so that my already dwindling audience is not around because most people are simply not hanging out in some random ginger stream at 1:11 a.m. on technically a Saturday morning. Technically, it's a Saturday morning, actually. So I just looking at looking at Twitter. All right. No, I'm always up at this time. I work overnights and appreciate late streams, dude. I miss working overnights, but you can only work overnights if you don't have a reason to be up during the day, you know? And like when you're married, there's like when I got married, I was working overnights. You know, I started working overnights in like 2018. I got married in 2021, and it was you know, it was you want to sleep with your wife, you know, fucking as much of a pain in the ass as she is. Yeah, I think she's asleep, but you want to sleep with your wife. You want to be able to eat dinner with your wife, or at least breakfast and lunch, you know, on a weekend or something like that. But excuse me, if I could go back to working overnights, I would because truthfully, there's something I like. Even though during the winter it can be pretty bad, because you wake up and you have like 2 hours of sunlight tops before it just gets dark again. Like that's one of the downsides, but like I like being up when nobody else is up. It feels like the world is mine to a certain degree. And I feel like I can move around less hindered. I feel like I don't have to deal with people as much and stuff like that, you know? Um, but then in addition to that, um, what was I gonna say? Not having to be moving around during the day is nice too, you know? Like I'm a night owl in the first place. I like staying up mad late in the first place because why not, you know? I like everybody else is asleep. I don't have to deal with people I don't want to deal with, you know? And then during the day, I'm asleep when everybody else is out. So like I'm not in their way, they're not in my way, you know? Um, it's just nice. I like it, you know? Uh, I only do it for the pay difference. I am single and live alone, sort of in the trenches of being poor, so the extra dollar goes a long way. Ah, yes, yep, yeah. You know, I like being poor. Like obviously, it would be nice to have money, but if you can get into a certain place of poor, like if you can like in again in from 2014, like actually this year will mark 11 years. This year marks 11 years since I got kicked out of my house. I was 19 years old, and I got kicked out of my house in like late September of 2014. And to make it worse, I had just gotten fired from my job. I think I was going through a bit of a manic state, if I'm being honest with you there, you know? There was a lot of pressure on me at the time. There was a lot of things going wrong for me. And one of those things was that I got, thrown out of my parents' house. But like I moved into a rooming house that it was like $600 a month for one room without a bathroom. You had to share the bathrooms. That is way too much fucking money for a situation like that. And like the wires were external. They had those tubes that ran down the wall to the outlet, which was also external. It was a box outlet. Um like the place was dog shit. But like it was still very cheap comparatively. It was less than half of what the average rent for like a one or a two bedroom in Massachusetts at the time was. Um, so that was cool. And then in addition to that, I worked in my hometown, so I didn't have to necessarily have a car. I didn't get a car until like a little bit after I was married, truthfully, like a week after I got married. Um, what was I gonna say? What I was trying to work towards here, I'm kind of going down memory lane while explaining this, so I apologize, but uh there's almost a certain sweet spot, right, where like you don't have anything and it's almost kind of liberating because like if you have low rent, and I'm not saying you have low rent renown, right? But like if you have low rent and if you don't have a car payment, whether it's because you just straight up don't have a car payment, um because like you bought it outright, or if you don't have a car, if like the only thing you have to worry about is just your rent and food, like there is something freeing about that. That's one reason why I'm stressed a lot, is because like I have to constantly worry about the next bill, when back then, even though I was living with a bunch of drug addicts, drug dealers, um fucking alcoholics, just weird fucking freaks and stuff like that, there was a certain freedom, a certain like peace that I felt because I didn't have nearly as much shit that I had to worry about maintaining, you know? That's the point that I was trying to make. I apologize. But going for walks in the middle of the night is ethereal. The calm, stillness, yes, that is. I shit you not. I have considered, and one of these days I'm going to do it. I've considered waiting till like 1 or 2 a.m. on a night that I have off, hopping in my car and driving to the old rooming house and walking to the store that I used to walk to, because I used to have Tuesday nights off and then I used to have Saturday into Sunday off. Um, so I like on those nights I would just hang out and I'd like play mad video games. I'd always order food from like a Chinese spot that I like, or like a pizza place, or whatever it happens to be, right? Um, and like around 1 or 2 a.m., after just like gaming all night, I'd get up and I'd go for a walk to the store. There was a store like a mile and a half, 2 miles away, and I took the same route every day that I would do that, and I almost kind of miss doing it. So like I like stupid idea, but like just for old time's sake, like one of these days I'm probably gonna be like, all right, let's fucking do it. I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna park my car in front of the old place that I used to live at, and I'm gonna go for a walk to the store that I used to go to, and I'm gonna get like, whatever I used to get from there, you know. What's going on, Matua? Are you familiar with David Duke's work? The only, I mean, I'm aware of who David Duke is. I wouldn't say I'm familiar with his work. Yeah, yeah, you know. Burger King was made for those weird nights off in your early 20s. Yeah, yeah. I actually had Burger King today. Cause my throat was fucked up, and I was like, I need something to soothe my throat. So I decided I'd get a shake. Burger King has very underrated shakes. Their shakes are very good, and they're one of the few places where you can say, "Hey, I want a chocolate Oreo shake," and they'll do it for you. You know? Oh fuck, man. Oh, man. Anyway. Oh man, was that fucking? Uh. Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, like I went there just thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna get a shake, and then I saw they had this Halloween Whopper, and I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not even really a Burger King guy. I prefer McDonald's or Wendy's, to Burger King, but like every now and again, there's certain times where Burger King kind of like because I didn't have it all the time. There were times where like when I would get it, it would almost be like special, you know? Even though it's not like, oh, special occasion, I got Burger King type shit. It's literally just like something was special about that day, and we got Burger King on that day. So because of that, I associate Burger King with that specialness, if it makes sense what I'm trying to say, you know? Um, I want to go to my childhood neighborhood and walk to the corner store at night. I get it. Oh yeah, yep, yeah. You see, there's a corner store near where I used to live, right? And that's the corner store that this is something Pakis and Indians do, is they buy corner stores, they buy liquor stores, and it'll be like Dave's liquor store, and they don't change the name. They keep it as Dave's liquor store. Their name is like Rajneesh, and they don't even go by Dave as like an Americanization type of thing. But they're still calling it Dave's liquor store. But there was this store that I always used to go to, and I always used to walk to it when I was allowed to walk to the store by myself and stuff like that. And I want to go back. I want to do that, like, because I go to my parents' house every now and again, and I don't, because I feel bad, because this dude, right, when the people forget about this, but in Massachusetts, COVID before COVID came vape bans, and the vape ban in Massachusetts made it so that you could not buy most kinds of fucking e-juice. And if you wanted flavored e-juice, you had to go out of state for it, to like New Hampshire or Connecticut or Maine or Vermont or even New York, right? Um, but there was this guy who he bought the liquor store near me, right? He bought that corner store near me, and he had e-juice that he would sell to me under the table because he recognized me from years of going there. Plus, he used to sell alcohol to me before I was even legally able to buy it. He knew I wasn't a snitch. He used to sell me the fucking Four Logos. But anyway, and one day I moved away, and I moved to a place where it was close enough to Rhode Island that I could go down to Rhode Island instead of having to go to him. So I just kind of abandoned him as a connect. Excuse me. And I feel kind of bad about that, Because, like, I was still in my hometown very frequently, you know? Um, and what was I gonna say? Like, so he kind of like, literally every time I would go there, he would be like, "You need one? You need one? You need one?" And I'd be like, "Yes," most of the time. And then out of nowhere, like, I don't need one. So it's like, oh, dude. So that's why I don't go back to the liquor store that I used to go to when I was a child. And I need to man up and get over that, you know? But he's also the kind of guy who would definitely be like, "Oh, why don't you want your e-juice anymore?" You know? Anyway, mapping out the closest Burger King now. Hell yeah. Oh, excuse me. David Duke was on Jake Shields' podcast. It was very eye opening. Yeah, yeah. Jake Shields is on a very interesting arc right now. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of annoyed by Jake though lately. And I'm kind of annoyed with Nick Fuentes a little bit too. It's not that I think they're wrong about things necessarily. I mean, I really don't know that much about them in the first place, if I'm being completely and totally honest with you when it comes to their politics. But I'm not like affirming or disavowing them because, like, again, I really don't know that much about them. I haven't even watched Nick's interview with Sam, if I'm being honest with you. I haven't watched it, you know. Um, Excuse me, but if there's one thing I don't like, it's people who like they always have something negative to say no matter what, and that's kind of Jake Shields and Nick Fuentes lately. I feel like is no matter what happens, they have to like be like, actually, this fucking sucks. Actually, this sucks, and you're stupid for thinking that. You know, like I'm supposed to hate JD Vance because he has a light-skinned Indian wife. It's like, dude, shut up, man. Shut up, dude. Um, oh, excuse me, jeez. Propagandists do not make good tacticians, and that's something that the right wing does not have many of is good tacticians. And good tacticians do not make good propaganda. Well, the thing is, a tactician can make a better propagandist than a propagandist can make a better tactician most of the time. Most of the time. Because a tactician is going to understand what makes good propaganda in the first place. And I've done that before. I've again, I keep saying I'm going to tell these stories and stuff like that on my Patreon. I have to do the next video for my Patreon, but I've just been lazy about it. But um, the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that like the right wing has more than enough propagandists. It needs more tacticians. It needs more people who can say like, hey, yeah, sure, Trump is not perfect. Call him Zion Don if you want. Go right the fuck ahead. But at the very least, he's better than Kamala would have been. You know, if the only thing you're worried about is like white people just in and of themselves in the immediate, then you're gonna lose. You know, you have to make it a slow boil. You have to move the needle slowly because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. And that's how the left wing did it for years and years, for decades, for 100 years at least. You know, think about how anti-communist and just anti-Marxist, anti-anarchist, whatever the country was for 100 years, fucking for more than 100 years. You know, I mean, fucking Sacco and Vanzetti as an example, fucking two Italians who lived in the Boston area, and they got put to death basically just because they were fucking anarchists. Like that was also an anti-Italian thing, if we're being honest here, but it didn't help that they were anarchists, right? If they were just Italian, they wouldn't have gotten fucking hung, but they were Italian anarchists. That's how anti-Marxist this country used to be. Then you have other situations. You know, there was a point where the Communist Party was outlawed. I believe. I think it was in like the 30s or something like that. I could be wrong about that. I got to be honest with you. But like there was a point where if you were a part of a communist organization, it was like, yeah, good luck being a part of any form of society, especially polite society. You know. Then out of nowhere in the 60s beyond, it's good to be a commie. That didn't happen because fucking the commies, because the hippies were like, hey, actually. No, that's not what happened. And that's a lot of what they do on Twitter is they're just like, actually, this sucks kind of guys. And it's like, oh, come on, guys. Come on, guys, let's be smart, you know? Oh, excuse me. Listening to Nick Fuentes find a way to call everything gay has such beta energy. Yeah, and it's like I said, I don't know that much about Fuentes. Every now and again I hear a snippet of his and I'm like, yeah, no, that makes sense and I can agree with that. Every now and again. Not all the time, every now and again. But if there's one thing that I can't stand, again, it's people who have no ability to understand tactics and strategy. And it's like I said, that is what the right wing needs most. But the dilemma is that people on the right will not listen to a tactician or a strategist or anything like that. They will not listen because the right wing is spearheaded by figureheads. The right wing is very largely led not even by leaders but just by propagandists. You have to have 100,000 or more subscribers on YouTube. You have to have a few thousand people watching you on a stream or something like that. And if you're not, well, you're not worth listening to them. And again, like that's why like I've been bringing up Jay lately, right? And it's because his people keep coming at me. So he's always fresh in my mind whenever I talk about like bad praxis on the right. I really don't want to talk about him that much, but when every day I check my DMs and there's some fucking asshole like fucking Jay, I don't know where Nick came from. Oh yeah, Nick Fuentes. Jay owns you. It's like, well, it's pretty hard not to think about him when it comes to bad praxis on the right. Um, excuse me, but like him sitting there like, there's 2,000 people laughing at you right now. It's like, you think I give a fuck? That's 2,000 idiots. That's 2,000 fucking dumbasses who are never going to do anything to move the needle in a real way. I've been slowly divulging the way that I've moved the needle to you guys over the last like 4 to 6 months, you know? And I haven't told you everything, but the right wing sphere is different because of me. It is. And not just because of me. It wasn't a one guy effort. But me and my boys, it is different because of the things that we did and how we did them. And it put everything in a situation where it had to evolve, you know? Um, but I'm not likable enough, and that's my problem. I'm not likable enough to be considered a leader, even though I'm a better leader than just about anybody that I've ever met, you know? When something needs to get done, I get it done. And I get it done in a way that makes sure that everybody is good. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets burned. There's a lot of people who simply cannot do that. That guy is such a goof. Kneebar J. Oh boy. Was Marcelo Garcia the best strategist? I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a big jiu-jitsu guy in terms of like, dude, Marcelo Garcia, Eddie Bravo, dude. I'm not really into the meta or like the 411, if you will, on jiu-jitsu. I don't know who the best jiu-jitsu guy ever is or was. I don't know who the best strategist is or was. I have no clue. I do know Marcelo Garcia was and still is a very talented Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's actually going to be rolling in a match for one championship soon, I believe. I believe he came out of retirement to do super fights for one championship. Um, I know you think I'm a doomer for thinking politics is pointless, but I'm from Canada. He's from Canada, where poop jeet socialism has unfolded, illegal guns, etc. All of this was on purpose, and both parties are infiltrated. Oh yeah, I mean, look, just remember, it's always the darkest before the dawn, and it's going to be darker in some places than others. And I can remember in 2018, 19, 2020 thinking that's it, that's all, that's all there is to it. And don't get me wrong, like we're in a better position now. We're in a much better place than we were a year or two ago. Especially like 4 to 5 years ago. We are so much better, but um like that doesn't mean we're gonna be in a better place in a year from now. We got to really really push to make sure that everyone and everything is where it needs to be. you know? And again, that's why we need a tactician or tacticians instead of, instead of just dudes who sit behind desks, you know? Um, because that's my issue with politics, and that's part of the reason why I got out of it, is because it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter how good what you did was, it doesn't matter how influential you were, and it doesn't matter how not just influential but successful you were. None of that matters. There's always going to be some fucking guy who comes in and tries to act like he knows more than you, you know? It's like I said, I went to that Charlie Kirk vigil with JC, right? JC, the guy who's a mod in this chat. He's from the area. I've met him once before. He's a good dude. But like after the vigil ended, we went to a bar, then we left and we decided we would walk past the vigil again where it was. And there were signs and candles and stuff like that left on the steps of the state house, and there were some people gathered around. Now me, I dressed in all black. There's a reason for that, because when you're dressed in all black, you tend to blend in a little bit better, right? Literally with the darkness, but in addition to that, you're nondescript, you know? Now, we decide we're going to go there. We had candles from the vigil. We stuck the candles to the steps of the state house, and then we hung around for a little bit. And this fucking, like, fruity motherfucker, he was a little zesty, I ain't gonna lie. He's sitting there, he's got his MAGA hat on, he's in, like, weird skinny jean type shits. And, like Zoomer preppy is what I would call him. Zoomers, they have a certain kind of preppy dress, and it can range from like my dad is a lawyer to I'm a fashion guy, and he was like fashion guy prep, you know. And he's sitting there, and like I asked him a question. I thought he was the organizer, and I'm like, "Hey, are you the organizer of this thing?" And he's like, "No, I just put this together." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you looked like the organizer. You know, I wanted to talk to you and just say good job today." And we're just hanging out. I'm talking to this guy a little bit, and like I forget exactly what I said before he said this, but he was like, "Yeah, and I mean, you're dressed like Antifa. Do I gotta worry about you?" This dude who's like 5'8" and again like zesty. He's like looking at me like he thinks he's being intimidating, and I was just like, I thought it was a joke. I was like, yeah, I know, right? Haha. And then he keeps looking at me like, literally looking at me like that, like I don't know if he thought he was being intimidating. And I was like, I was foolish. I was foolish. I showed him something that I shouldn't have showed him from my days back in activism. I showed him something that I shouldn't have showed him to prove to him that I have been in the game longer than he even knew about the game, and that I actually have experience like standing up to Antifa, you know? Um and like as soon as he's fucking like as soon as I show him that, all of a sudden he switches from, yeah, I gotta look out for you, huh, to, oh yeah, dude, hey, I would have been shoulder to shoulder with you. I would have been standing side by side with you back then. And it's like, oh, you would have? Well, you weren't. You fucking weren't. Where were you? You could have. We would have taken you in, but you didn't, because you either weren't interested or you were fucking scared. And now that Antifa is gone, you're hanging around the fucking vigil and you're trying to act tough, because that's what he was doing. He was talking about like, if anybody puts hands on this thing, I'm gonna fucking go crazy on them. He was talking like that, you know, like having to deal with those guys, having to deal with Proud Boys who have never been in a fucking street fight with Antifa, who've never been outnumbered by Antifa, who've never had to like legitimately infiltrate, you know, like dealing with those guys, the loud and proud, the bold and brash, you know, the dudes that have never actually done fucking anything, but they think they know better than you. That is enough to get you to want to like start breaking legs. You know, it's so stupid. Um, the polarization of the oxymoronic population. I don't even know what that means, and I agree with you. Read Eye of the Chicken Hawk by Simon Dovey if you really want to doom. Horrific book. I don't even know if I want to doom. Do you even Antifa? Exactly. What was the last mistake you made that you learned the most from? you watching the wrong black belts. What do you mean by that specifically, Matua? Do you mean in jujitsu or mixed martial arts, or do you just mean in general? Because I mean, I could think of a couple of different mistakes, whether it's a martial arts specific one, or if it's hmm, oh, fuck, oh damn, I have a canker sore on my I have a hmm. Are we good? All right, we should be good. Yeah. My computer was bugging out for a second. I need more info, Matua. What kind of a thing, what kind of a mistake are you specifically talking about? Oh, wait. Oh, excuse me. In general and in MMA, please. So when it comes to MMA, I've made a few mistakes over the years. One of them was not looking out for myself. I got into MMA, and actually, this is what I called into the Sam Hyde show. I fucked up today. I saw that Sam was taking callers for the Sam Hyde show about sports stuff, and I called in specifically to talk about the state of the combat sports world. And I got distracted. Like something was going on as I was like recording that fucking message, and I was like, oh fuck, wait. And then I wanted to erase it and re-record, but when I hit pound, it just sent the message. So I was like, shit, okay, they're gonna see the blooper, whatever. And then I sent another one after that, and I talked about how when I got into martial arts, now I didn't even say this specifically. I just talked about like how the fight game has changed. I'm pretty sure it was, but when I got into martial arts, specifically MMA, I was getting into what I thought was going to be modern day gladiatorial combat. I thought it was going to be something that was real. I thought it was more real than any sport or anything that I could find in the world today. Uh, Excuse me, other than maybe war, and I'm not going to treat war like a sport. Um, but um, I went in there with an idealistic and naive mindset. And because of that, I put myself in a situation to be hurt, especially in my first fight. I had this idea that I should always take whoever was offered to me. I should never refuse anybody. Doesn't matter how good they are. I'm a warrior, damn it. I don't turn down challenges. And then in addition to that, I had this thought that like if I take a fight, I can't pull out unless I'm too hurt to fight. I should have pulled out from a fight or two because I was undertrained. I wasn't training properly, whether it was my fault or whether it was someone else's fault. I wasn't getting the training that I needed. I should have pulled out of a couple of fights if I'm being honest with you. Um, so that's a big one is that I was underprepared mentally in a couple of different ways, but especially that way. Um, you got to go in there and treat it like a business. If you're not going to treat the fight game like a business, you're going to get used up, you're going to get chewed up and spit out by it. You want to be the A side whenever you can. Don't ever go into the B side. Don't ever try to be the B side. I plan on having a pro MMA fight and maybe a pro boxing match, depending on how I feel. I am 100% going to go to the promoter and be like, yo, like, who's a guy that sits around pounding beers and barely trains? Give me that guy. I have no problem with admitting that to you because if you look at so many other guys out there, that's the exact kind of shit they do. There was a guy who he was on the same Dana White Contender Series as somebody who is cool with Sam. He trains out of TriStar in Canada. I always forget his real name. I just call him Rat Garbage because that's his name on great name to call somebody, but Rat Garbage on a Instagram, right? Like we follow each other, we check each other's stories and stuff like that. I was real happy to see he got into the UFC. He won his fight, but there was a guy from my region who was the featured fight, right? Um, What's up? What's up, Scott? Loved you in WWE dancing around with Rikishi. Oh boy, you're the first person to make a you're the first person to make a Sheamus reference. I would assume that's what you're talking about is Sheamus. You're the first person to make a Sheamus reference, but like what I was talking about, right, is this guy who was from my region who was in the featured fight on Dana White's Contender Series. If you take a look at his record, you'll notice that he's fought guys who are like 10 and 118. I shit you not, he fought in his second or third fight a guy who had 10 wins and well over 100 losses. Like that's the kind of guy that dudes fight early in their career, and they try their best to get in good with Dana so that they can continue fighting guys that they are meant to beat so that they can continue getting easy fights. So that's why I have no problem admitting to you guys that like if you see me in a pro fight, I'm gonna be taking it against a guy who doesn't know his left from his right, who has like half a left arm and no legs. you, you know? Because at the end of the day, people see a number on a sheet and they think that guy's good or that guy's bad, is what it is, you know? People don't care that I'm 1 and 2 in MMA, and the three guys that I fought were the captain of a college wrestling team, fucking a dude who trained with a former UFC fighter, you know, a UFC vet, with a big like actual good team, and then a dude who trains at one of the premier gyms in the area. Who there's been multiple UFC dudes that have come out of that gym, you know, like one of the best gyms in the area, and he was also a college wrestler. You know, I was not facing off against schlubs, but if I could go back, I would definitely redo that and fight schlubs. I'm just being honest with you, you know. Um, because that's what you do. That's what you have to do. Another thing is when it comes to MMA, you have to fight the way that you can fight. Don't allow somebody to make you fight in a way that doesn't benefit you, that doesn't really work for you, you know? I'm not good as somebody who is my size. I'm not very good with a traditional Thai style of kickboxing, you know? I'm not gonna do the like foot tapping Thai stock. That's not going to be my thing, you know. I'm much more akin to a Dutch kickboxer than I am like a traditional Muay Thai guy. And for years I tried my best to be a traditional Muay Thai guy, and it held me back. I would go to spar with other gyms with other people, and I would get beat up in a way that I should not have been getting beat up by certain people. And it's because I'm sitting here fucking like again, like Thai stock, throwing jab, cross, kick. And it was just, it didn't benefit me because I'm too big, I'm too wide, I'm not agile in the way that some fucking 5'3", 125-pound Thai dude is. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm not the same as that. They're not the same as me. You know, um, excuse me. If Stephen Hawking ventured into MMA, I want to be his first fight. Hell yeah, dude. I would have beat the fuck out of Stephen Hawking. You kidding me? After figuring out he was on Epstein Island, forget about it. Oh nah, Scotty too hottie, but I do see the resemblance to Seamus. Your cousin or something. He's my dad actually. Seamus is my dad. During 2020, I went to my city's faux autonomous zone just to see what was up. I didn't agree with anyone there, but blended well enough that they let me in. I will never forget it. Most surreal weekend. Ah, yeah, I'm sure, you know. The thing about left wingers is that like it doesn't take much to infiltrate them. You know, you're not even really infiltrating them. And that's the thing about politics is that like it's not hard for you, even if you were like an avowed fascist or Nazi, you could just go up to Antifa at an event, or like you could hit them up or something like that, and you can be like, hey, so what are you guys all about? I want to give you a chance. You know, you could be like that, and they're gonna take you in on some level. Doesn't mean they're gonna trust you. Doesn't mean they're gonna let you into the inner circle, if you will. You know, but the inner circle of like whatever their group is anyway, whatever group you know they tend to fall into or whatever. You're not gonna be that well trusted, but they'll keep you around. You know, they'll put you through de-radicalization, which like it's not actually de-radicalization. It's just selling out all your fucking old friends. you know. That's really what it is. And then I'm sure there's some level of it that they're also like, oh, how much money do you have on you right now? $20. You should go and give that $20 to a black person because you were racist. There's legit. That's there's probably no lie, a certain degree of that, you know. Um, but yeah, in terms of my life, I'm giving you more general mistakes that I've made with MMA and my life because like I don't know of many mistakes that I've made recently that I could tell. I mean, don't rush. Earlier this year, I made my life significantly more difficult because I was rushing to get to work and I rear-ended somebody. Luckily, the damage was only to my car, so I didn't have to report it to my whatever it's called, the people, the my insurance, right? But um like if I didn't rush to work, I wouldn't have made the bonehead mistake that allowed me to rear end somebody in the first place, you know? Which means I wouldn't have had to spend thousands on my car when I was only like a week or two back into work after having been out of work for 7 months total. I was out of work for 7 months total. Four of those were for an injury. Three of those were for summer break, you know, so I didn't exactly have money. Um, don't rush, take your time, you know. Um, it's one thing you got to kind of be somewhere on time, but if you're going to be late, just be late and make up a fucking excuse. Oh yeah, dude, the fucking traffic was crazy. Sorry, boss. Oh no, I was here. It's just I had to take a shit before I clocked in. You know, like something like that. Yeah, you know, like this actually isn't a lie. I was very late. I was like an hour and a half late on Tuesday to my job. And the next day, my boss asked me what happened. And I said, honestly, I was thinking about calling out sick, but I decided not to. And I came in anyway. But I slept in an extra hour and a half or so because if I was going to come in, I kind of needed it. I just straight up told him that, you know. I'm not saying it's always going to work, but at least it's an excuse, you know. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, yeah, that's like a recent one, and then another recent one would be, and this is something I tell my wife, but because I was so low on funds and I didn't want my funds to go down to zero, I cut corners. Don't be afraid to shell out a little bit more money for a job well done and a job done on time because that is a big thing that was really I remember the day this happened. I remember the day this happened. I was ready to I don't know what I was ready to do, but what I was ready to do was bad. It was going to be fucking bad, you know. Um it took like a month for this dude to fix my car and my car got towed and shit like that. And there was just so many different issues. Like, if I had just gone to somebody who I knew would have been a little more dependable, but would have charged more, it would have been so much less of a headache. And I probably spent about what I would have spent on the expensive guy just because all of the bullshit where like the wrong part got ordered or like I had to rent a rental car out of my own pocket for like extra time, you know, like it just didn't work, you know. Sometimes cutting corners to save money is not a good thing. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and pay whatever the expensive guy wants you to pay. And even though it sucks, at least you know you're not going to be making more work for yourself down the line, you know. Um what else? Red hair and a silver tongue, just like a dragon. Oh boy. The insurance wizard says Matua. Infiltrating for me was super easy. Literally, all I had to do was be like, "Are you guys with that Facebook group?" Which was me completely guessing, and they bought it. Oh yeah, you know, there's no leadership on the left wing in that way. It's a they have horizontal organization. Now there are people though that naturally rise into a leadership role because they know enough or they have taken such a large role in organizing something, that they naturally become the leaders. Or maybe there is a group that has a leader, but in the grand scheme of left wing organization, it's just that affinity group and then like everybody else, right? And that affinity group may have a leader, but the leader of that group can't tell the leader of another group what to do. It's all horizontal organizing, but the leader of this affinity group might have four people that he kind of bosses around a little bit. You'll see situations like that. Like you can tell the difference between an actual organizer and like a lumpenprole. Um, you know, because that's one of the tactics that Antifa uses is they weaponize the lumpenprole, which like the lumpen proletariat is like basically somebody who is too uninterested or too stupid or too useless to be in any way, shape, or form related to any kind of revolution, even like a counter-revolutionary. It's not even that they'll like rise up and be counter-revolutionaries. It's that they're literally just too stupid to do anything other than just straight up get in the way. And that's something that Antifa does. That's a legitimate tactic that they utilize. That's what the George Floyd riots were. It was they view a large group, a large part of the black community as lumpen proles who are useless outside the realm of how they can be manipulated to serve the needs of the Antifa group, of the like main organizers and stuff like that. And that's why it's so startling to me that over the last week or so, you saw street takeovers in Massachusetts. You saw it in mostly ghetto areas. You saw one in Boston. You saw one in Brockton, apparently. You saw one in Randolph. You saw one in, I think there might have been one in like Fall River or somewhere else. There was like four or five of them that took place all throughout the state, all the same night. And when the cops showed up to try and break it up, they immediately got attacked. It wasn't like the cops show up and everybody just is like, "Oh, fuck you, copper," and then eventually someone takes a swing. No, it was like the cops were practically lured in to an ambush by the street takeover. And that's exactly what the situation was is Antifa organizers, left-wing organizers probably talked to some black organizers, not that black organizers aren't left wing, but they specifically went to the black organizers and they said, "Hey, can you organize a street takeover? Because we know you people like to do that kind of thing." It's very, 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 very stereotypical, very, very stereotypical the way they speak. Um, the assumptions that they make and stuff like that. They no joke probably went to certain organizers in the black community and said, "Hey, can you get some of your people to like do a street takeover, and then we'll use that to test reactions from the police, and we'll see what happens if maybe we take a swipe at some of them and stuff like that." That's probably what happened. That is like legit probably what happened, you know. Um so overall, it's really easy to get like it's easy to dip a toe in the left wing when it comes to infiltration because like you can show up to anything and be a part of it. But that doesn't mean you're actually in the know. That doesn't mean you're actually part of like an underground organization, whether it's a branded Antifa cell that is kind of behind whatever is going on, or if it's another group of people who are operating in how whatever way they're operating. It's like I've said, like I said it on Twitter earlier today. Like I don't know anybody who is a more knowledgeable person in terms of like how left wing terrorism works, how the left wing organizes. I don't know anybody who knows as much as I do. I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, and I could give you plenty of examples of things that are more recent, things that are less recent, but things that will tell you like, oh no, like this is how they tend to operate. There's people who I remember before I even really knew what the Weather Underground was. I saw like a Facebook page that was dedicated to like a modern day Weather Underground organization, and the thing is, it's like, well, if they're so underground, why do they have a Facebook page? Well, one person can have a Facebook page as a spokesperson, much in the way that the Weather Underground would release press statements through, like, say, the National Lawyers Guild or something like that. But that doesn't mean that those people are not, like, intelligent about the way that they're doing their thing, you know? They could very well be planning a bunch of different kinds of attacks of different kinds. You know, they probably are. Those are the guys you got to be careful with. You know, when does the dog shocking begin? Fucking as soon as he walks into the room, dude. I forget if I mentioned my dog's going blind. He walks into shit now, and I feel so bad. I feel really bad for the little guy. Oh, excuse me. Um, Yeah, but back to advice, right? I started this channel because I wanted to give people as much advice as I could to help them out with their lives, you know. And a lot of the things that I say are things that I wish I could go back in time and say to, like, my 11 or 12-year-old self. Um, Another mistake I made is that I was a little too trusting of people. And it's not really my fault because these are people who they were a lot older than me. They are supposed to have their lives together, and you would expect people not to take advantage of, like, a 17 or 18-year-old kid as people who are in their, like, 40s, 50s, and 60s, but these people did, you know. I have fallen into the clutches of people who are shitty, and I have always been, in some way, shape, or form, held back by somebody who's shitty. And the only times in my life where I've actually flourished, where I've actually done good things for myself, are the times where I was able to escape the clutches of those people. And I now recognize the pattern that I've fell into, and I know that I absolutely positively have to, like, avoid people. I have to be self-sufficient in every way that I can, you know. I'm not looking to get in bed with somebody, you know, which is the situation that I was in now. Is like, I thought for years, no, if I get in bed with this person, they're going to take care of me because I'm taking care of them. I'm sure they'll start taking care of me soon. I just got to keep taking care of them. I'm sure it's going to happen soon. I'm going to get what I want and need out of this fucking relationship soon. Platonic relationship. Um, that was a funny visual there, but um, yeah, like, I'm 30 years old and I don't have anything to show for a lot of the things that I did in my 20s. You know, and am I saying that, like, am I saying that, like, I'm mad about it or anything like that? I mean, yeah, I'm definitely disappointed, but I don't know that I'd trade anything necessarily, but if there's one thing I would do is I would pull back a little bit and be a little bit more reserved, and I would pull out of the situation. I would pull out of the relationship a lot sooner and a lot quicker. You know, I would be a lot quicker to leave people behind, to cut people off and stuff like that. Because a lot of the time I was being, like, slowly drained of whatever resource they wanted out of me, whatever resource or commodity, you know. You have to be careful with that kind of thing, for real, you know. The Cobra Clutch, oh boy. You don't want to share a bed with me? Have a good night, man. I'm heading out. Peace out, Sam. Have a good night, man. He's been shocking my dog all night. Oh boy. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna head out in about 10 minutes myself. You know, because it's been a little under 3 hours. It was a good stream, and I think this was a good stream. Playing Glover on stream was fun. We'll definitely play it again in the future. Considering this was just basically a chill stream that I threw on at the last minute, I think it's been pretty good. You enjoy watching Tony use his consiglieres to his exclusive advantage. Great character to hate. Yeah, I don't think there's a single likable character in The Sopranos, other than maybe, like, and even then, I wouldn't say they're likable, but they're just a little bit more understandable. Meadow and AJ are a little bit understandable. You can get it, you know. They're trying to find their way in a world that is really weird in the first place, and then on top of that, they have to deal with like their fucking weirdo dad and shit like that, you know? Um, I feel bad for AJ because I see a little bit of myself in him where it's like he isn't like a bad kid necessarily. He just doesn't know how to handle being in the situation that he's in, you know? I had a good time, but no bed, no buck, bud. Sleep tight, homie. You too, man. You too. Ah, man. Sorry, I'm just checking some stuff here. One of the things that I can't stand about talking about Antifa is that it's kind of boomer coded nowadays, but like Antifa is just the most recognizable fuck. Damn. Antifa is just the most instantly recognizable way to refer to left-wing terror organizations and cells and things like that. Um, but like as soon as you use the word Antifa, every Punisher, Skull, Boomer, asshole is like, yeah, and you know what? They're fucking commie pussies is what they are. It's like boomers are bad enough. What I hate more than boomers in terms of like having to listen to them speak is Gen X. Gen Xers are big on the like tough talk, you know? Like there's this one dude, right? Like, hold on. Uh I'm looking for something if I can find it. I'm hoping maybe I can find it, but I probably won't be able to, right? Oh, here's a good idea, right? Here's a good idea. Um, they like Gen X people love to start. I mean, boomers do this too, but I feel like Gen Xers turn the dial up to 11 on this kind of thing. They say things like, "So let me get this straight." Dot dot dot. Jimmy Carter did it 4 times. Dot dot. That was cool, right? Clinton did it twice. Once for 6 days, then another for 21 days. The left cheered that. Obama did it once for 16 days and the left cheered. Biden did it once and had no clue that he did. But you are all melting down at Trump doing it? Sounds a tad hypocritical to me, but what do I know? I'm a Nazi, bigoted, racist, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobe that hates brown people and thinks they don't deserve free health care paid for on the backs of American citizens' hard work. Yeah, this is something I voted for. It's like that type of shit, you know? Um, Respect, trust, and loyalty. I gave it out and I've taken it too. But what's the point when everyone will secretly think they're better than you? This is what we have become, a self absorbed population of scum. The vision of the future is like staring at the sun. God damn, the elitist ones. It's like, holy fuck, man. Like, again, like, I don't even hate this guy. It's just like I immediately after seeing him was just like, oof, okay, all right. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. I'm looking for like oh yeah. Okay, so here it is. Here it is, right? So he's this guy right here, he is basically trying to pretend like he had this conversation with his son or whatever. Dad, yeah, bud. Is Antifa really gonna be there tomorrow? Yeah, dude, they are. I don't want you to go. I have to. This is what men do. We can never let the terrorists win. I don't want you to get hurt. I know, bud, but listen, if it's my time, it's my time. I know you'll be sad, but I hope you'll always be proud that your dad, I won't say his name, but he literally, let's just say he says John motherfucking Smith. That's literally how he said his name. John motherfucking Smith. That's not his real name, but he used motherfucking between his first and his last name. Um, Went out doing what men are supposed to do. I smirked at him and he smirked back. Okay, well, do some taekwondo on them. I don't know taekwondo, but I do know street fuck you. It keeps going. It keeps going. He laughed loudly and said, "Okay, Dad, I love you." This like I know he's supposed to be talking to his son here, but it almost reads like a fucking erotica. Like I know it's not an erotica, but like the way he writes is like how a shitty erotica novel author would write. Um, Love you too, kid. Oh, and hey, bud, don't worry, nothing is gonna happen. We're gonna be fine. Metal Bros forever. Metal Bros forever. As we do the metal sign, tapping the backs of each other's hands in a fist bump. This is verbatim the conversation I had with my son last night. It may sound cheesy and overly dramatic, but that's what happened nonetheless. No, it's not. It got me thinking all night, restless as hell, that I live in a country where a group of psychopathic, degenerate scum control a narrative of fear and intimidation so much that a 15-year-old, where really? Your son, I didn't read this whole fucking thing. I read like the first half of it. That's a 15-year-old, and that's how you're talking to him. I wouldn't have those conversations with my fucking dad. Dad, I don't want you to go. The fuck? It's like, nah, I'd go with my dad. I'm old enough. I'm old enough to fight with my dad. But anyway, um, a 15-year-old worries his dad is going to get killed for honoring someone that was killed for honoring God, pushing the nuclear family, loving thy neighbor, speaking out about transing children, all things that are normal and real. We lost this country and it's time to take it back. If you are physically able to go tonight or any other night in any city and you don't out of fear, you are a failure as a man, as an American, and you are letting the terrorists win. These are our streets. These are our towns, our cities. This is our country, not theirs, not anymore. I was there that day. This dude didn't actually confront Antifa in any meaningful way. Me and JC left the barriers that this dude was like hiding behind. And we went right up to Antifa. And a dude tried to get behind us as if he was either there to attack us from behind if something went down, or if he was as if he was going to initiate something once he got behind us. And I had to like outmaneuver the dude to let him know, hey, I fucking see you. You know, you're not gonna get behind us and ambush us from behind or anything like that. You're not gonna you're not gonna take our behinds. You're not gonna ambush our behinds, sir. It was me and JC and like 30 or 40 Antifa. And it's not like the temperature wasn't that hot that day. It's not like there was a ton of like violence, you know. These were all like new guys. I didn't recognize any of them at all from years ago, you know. I think it was all college kids who were LARPing as like, oh, this is what Antifa does, and you know, they were really ineffective and they didn't really try anything. But like again, it just shows that like what you were hiding, you were behind the barrier for that. You were behind the barrier for that. Me and him walked right up to those guys. No police within 2 feet of us. No, we even went to areas where they were at, where it would have been real easy for something to break out and the cops wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. Nothing happened because they were too afraid. They were too afraid to actually do something, you know? Um Fucking like to listen to people like that, especially dudes that are in their like 40s and 50s now, because Gen Xers are like old now. Like Gen Xers are in their 50s. Millennials, like the oldest millennials are in their 40s, like mid to late 40s at this point. I'm the youngest millennial. I'm one of the youngest millennials, and I am 30 years old. I'm gonna be 31 next month. We're a bunch of unks now. Oof, eesh, sheesh. But um, like again, like I can't stand listening to fucking Gen Xers, Shoomers. Fucking I can't stand listening to fucking Gen Xers talk like that. They do it in a way that even the boomers didn't do, and it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The type of people who are like America rules, and then they throw on Rage Against the Machine. That's the type of shit that would happen. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, you're supposed to be pro America, but you're listening to Rage Against the Machine. No, I get it. You like their music, it's fine. But to be at a protest where you're like, rah rah America, yeah, and you throw Rage Against the Machine on the loudspeaker, it's like, dude, that is just fucking stupid beyond belief. But anyway, Gay Disturbed, Rob Zombie, etc. Dead. Yeah, pretty much. I hate those hypocritical conversation monologues people post. Yeah, those are terrible. So many things fucked up Gen Z. Oh yeah, heroin was one of them. It's the Red 40 and beers. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Scott motherfucking Sullivan. Yeah, man. Oh boy. Oh boy, And again, like these like I've come to blows with Antifa on more than one occasion, you know. I've had them following me around the city. I've had to duck into alleyways and change into my regular clothing and walk out. Um like I've done it all. I've fucking done it all. And you have a lot of these guys, especially dudes that join up with the Proud Boys. And there's some Proud Boys in New England that I do have a certain love for. But you have a lot of these guys who, especially ones that like to join up with the Proud Boys, and they're like, yeah, we're totally fighting Antifa, and it's like, no, you're not. No, you're fucking not. You ain't doing shit. That's not even what the Proud Boys are doing anymore. They're a fucking drinking club. That's all they do. They don't even wear their Fred Perrys out anymore. They keep it low key. But anyway, I think I am going to get out of here. It's been a little over 3 hours. I feel like this was a nice stream. I didn't expect too much from this stream because I've been sick, and I didn't have anything big planned for the stream. I apologize that Glover fucked up. I obviously did not mean for that to happen. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'll see what I can do because I'm only on like stage 3 of World 1 or something like that. Like I could easily get back there, and hopefully I'll be able to like save the game or something like that. I would guess. I don't know. I suppose we will see. I'm working on a new Jeopardy stream. I'm hoping I can maybe have that sometime next week, maybe next Friday. Ooh, actually, it might not be next Friday because I might not be able to stream next Friday. I have something to do. So maybe it'll be a Saturday stream then. Maybe it'll be next Saturday. I got to figure that one out though. I have one or two people who've already said yes. I want one or two more people. I also want to look into how I can upgrade a little bit because the Jeopardy streams are supposed to be scuffed. That's what makes them a little bit fun, is how stupid they are. But I would like to see what stuff I could do to kind of improve upon that. That would be nice. But anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate the hell out of you. As you know, I am going to head out. All right, my next stream will be tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be a Fight Companion stream or if it's just going to be a regular stream. Charles Oliveira is fighting tomorrow, and I do like Charles, so we'll see about that. But thank you all very much. I appreciate the hell out of you, and until next time, peace out.